Hey now, Booker Corrigan here with Matt Marshall at Radnor High School for the Katie Sampson Festival, brought to you by Help Hope Live and their mission. Go to helphopelive.org and learn more. Matt, let's talk quickly about Radnor High School and Hill, two teams.
Sure. Booker, this Hill Academy team from Canada has always been a perennial powerhouse in terms of high school lacrosse. We have a Radnor Raider squad here that's coming off a very challenging season in the Central League, and I think we're going to see a great game today.
And for Hill Academy, who are some of the stars that you expect to see?
Oh yeah, Nate Emery, sure. He's got a game. Talking Kyle Marr, and I think you knew his father.
Yes, Scotty Marr, head coach at University of Albany. Great to see Kyle
here. A lot
here.
of familiar faces
and then
here.
For Radnor, who are some of the stars we're going to look for today?
Just summing up, Jack Wilson, #1. Recruit to go to Maryland, Jack Norton. We got Clayton Proctor on attack, and we've got the lineup on midi, which we'll get to soon.
Teams getting ready to do battle. And I want to remind you, Help Hope Live, a national nonprofit engaging communities in fundraising to help patients and families ease the financial burden of a medical crisis. By supporting our mission, you can make a difference in the lives of thousands of people who need a transplant or are affected by catastrophic injury or illness every year. Go to helphopelive.org to contribute. Support the people who support you. If you're enjoying this broadcast, go to Help Hope Live and make a donation. They're the ones who made it possible. Of course, the first half brought to you today by the Great American Pub, Wayne, Conshohocken, and Phoenixville. Always a great time at the Great American Pub. Facing off Long Stickman for Hill Academy, sporting #90, not listed in your program.
Yeah, against Tom Myers, #34, a perennial. He's just a competitor out there. He's a champion wrestler. Had great season in the wrestling mat this year.
What game of buckle. And Hill Academy coming out with 3 poles on the face-off. One more pole in the box.
Do you see that often, Booker?
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen 3 poles on the face-off, but that speaks to the creativity of Hill Academy.
That's Jack Wilson, #1, Booker.
Jack Wilson sharing it now. This is Drew Ryan. Top center for the Raiders. Raiders in their home whites. Hill Academy in their road dark tops with white helmets. Jack Kelly starting in the cage for Hill Academy. And for Radnor, it's #42, Alex Anderson, bound for Penn.
Yes, he is. I think he got the MVP last time you were in town.
Drew Ryan driving right-handed. And this is Jack Norton. You talked about him, Matt, in the open. This is a guy who can control a game.
Exciting player, but Jack is one of our leading scorers and just has had a great season, putting a lot of balls in the net.
Shot near pipe that time by Jack Wilson. Denied, and Norton comes away with possession, the left-hander.
Yeah, look at #15, Drew Ryan, #19, Clayton Proctor, and certainly #9, Jack Norton, to be big contributors today, Book.
Here's Wilson coming off the loose ball early. First quarter action, first half brought to you by the Great American Pub. Great American Pub in Wayne. You gotta love that place. Drew Ryan sweeping across the top.
Let's not forget Westy McLaughlin. He's our new attackman, #22. Came to us from Old Avon Farm School.
And a shot clock called against the Raiders. And I got to tell you, kind of deservedly so. They were dilly-dallying a little bit. 9:45 to go, first quarter. Shot over the cage, backed up by Kyler Albany.
Yes.
His father, Chris Albany, one of the great baseball players at Radnor High School.
Say all-around athlete, soccer, baseball.
Shot clock still in effect.
Guy can swing a golf club too.
And they got about 10 seconds. Oh, shot goal. Jack Norton. Bartender. How about a little Buddy Riser?
Jack Norton, number 9.
Madhouse. And it is 1-0 Raiders. Home team surging into the lead. Taking the far wing, Riley Curry, number 6 for Hill Academy. His brother Damon Curry, twin sophomore midfielders for Hill Academy. And number 71, Greg Morissette. That famous number 71. What a great lacrosse number.
I love it. I love that. Ooh.
And we're going to have a loose ball push. Possession award to the Raiders. Radnor carrying the tempo of the day so far. And it's back in the stick of the goal scorer, Jack Norton.
To Drew Ryan, to Kyler Albany.
Kyler Albany, the sophomore. And here's Drew Ryan. He's committed to Penn State. What we used to refer to as Radnor's 13th grade. Ryan comes around, shot over the cage.
Let's talk about this Raider offense, Book. They've had years, literally years, to hone their craft. A lot of these guys are seniors, juniors, going on to bigger programs in college. But I really like their consistency and their shot taking.
Of course, Coach John Beezer doing such a good job with the Radnor program after taking over from Mike Buzza.
Yeah, Buzz. And
Coach Buzz now listed as an assistant coach.
Yeah. Well, we're all still remembering the big issues on that sideline. Big George Corrigan.
The Green Man.
The Green Man.
Big George. He's got to be happy with how patient the offense has been right now, but he doesn't mind some transition either.
No.
Ryan.
Hopefully we'll get to share some Big George stories this afternoon.
I think we might.
Yeah,
Big George likes both kinds of music, country and western.
Yeah. We remember him fondly over at Radnor Rink.
Clayton Proctor now patiently behind. This is Albany. Oh, Kyler Albany streaks by. This is going to be a backcourt. We don't play that here.
No, that's Mike Farnish, Book. Notre Dame recruit, number 21.
And Farnish now, we got a transition for Hill Academy. That could spell problems for the Raiders, and it does. And then ditch to the turf. Austin Lane, 67, is the closest number to 66 in the program. I thought it was 66 with the goal. But we're going to go ahead and credit Austin Lane. Or 29, Clark Peterson.
Book, what would you say was the breakdown there? Did you see that? What happened to that defense?
A little aggressive towards the ball play on the sideline here, and especially 21 Mike Farnish doing a good job. They pressure the ball, but when the attackman comes out with it, great inside finish. And the Raiders answer back, and it goes 2-1.
Sophomore Westy McLaughlin with the goal there, Booker.
Westy McLaughlin puts the Raiders back in the lead.
Goal number 22, Westy McLaughlin, and an assist from Clayton Proctor.
Clayton Proctor with the assist. I want to remind you, help Hope live.
Yeah.
By supporting our mission, you can make a difference in the lives of thousands of people who need a transplant or are affected by a catastrophic injury or illness. Every year, go to helphopelive.org. And both guys went early. They're going to give it to Hill Academy, no problem. They'll sort it out. This is Justin Iagazio. Iagazio hustles off, and Austin Lane, 67, steps in at midfield. 27, Matt Van Galen. 15, Jake Fox, and 29, Clark Peterson.
Clark Peterson.
No relation to Clark Griswold.
Ooh,
inside feed.
There's some defense there.
Hal Marshall doling out some lumber. And Hill Academy goes into their circle offense momentarily. Clark Peterson now top right, shares it with Matt Van Galen.
I like the momentum here from the Hill Academy team here. They look like they're finally getting their stride.
Austin Lane, crisp passing. Nice little hitch move.
Ooh, nice save by Alex Anderson there.
Alex Anderson with a big, and Farnish comes up with a loose ball, but checked as he throws it. It's going to be Hill restart. They're ready for the quick restart. Jeff Teat, number 7, has it behind the cage, gets it up top, and this is Matt Van Galen, and now Clark Peterson. Peterson dodging lefty. Teat settles behind. Hal Marshall on him. Pass up top, shot, goal, and just like the day after a bad chili cook-off, we're knotted at deuces. Austin Lane with the goal for Hill Academy.
Goal, Hill Academy number 67.
Maddie, it's like a holiday for you.
Austin Lane.
Matt, I got to tell you,
yes,
there's nobody on the planet who likes a 2-2 tie more than Matty Cruz.
Matty Cruz?
Guy loves a good 2-2 tie.
I had to ask Matt, was Kuda generous enough to give him an all-expense paid vacation last year?
Oh, yeah.
I must have missed him on the
we sent him on a cruise, because he is Matty
Cruz.
Cruz.
Nice.
Sent him on a nice Bahama cruise. Big boxing fan. Can't wait for Floyd Money Mayweather to get his comeuppance. Manny Pacquiao's going to stir up Floyd Mayweather a little blood and tooth cocktail. Isn't that right, Matty? Manny Pacquiao's going to drop him like a bad habit.
What do you make of this clear hit?
Patience.
Patience.
Right there.
Yeah.
Down at Coach Beeger on the sidelines. He's joined by Larry DeCipio, Mike Friel, John Sims. Great coaching staff. Mike Buzza listed. He's the opposite of Jefferson from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Jefferson, they just flew in for games. Buzz is such a good coach, he doesn't even have to come to the games.
Well, don't think he's not here in spirit, but we've got
Buzz.
Just an incredible coaching staff for the Raiders, and very, very talented group. John Sims, as you just mentioned, Simsy is the defensive coach and has just done an incredible job with the boys. Whoa, couldn't do much there.
Power dodge. Talk about taking your mama's cookies. Campbell Parker with a big goal makes it 3-2 now. Hill Academy. Campbell Parker taking the bull by the horns. That's how he handles his business.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a metaphor, but that actually happened.
I get it. So, Book, while we have a little break in the action here, let's talk about the day, the festival.
Oh, of course.
The festival is just one of these things that the community just comes out and supports unquestionably. I mean, we could be at 40 degrees and rain today, and we'd have the same numbers.
I think we've been here in 40 degrees.
I think we have. But
today's a beautiful day. The Katie Sampson Festival is a day that deserves the community support, and that's why they get behind it 100%. That ball's off Radnor. It's going to be Hill Academy possession.
Yeah, that was Dario Falcone, number 37.
And that's one, I got to tell you, the referees literally never pointed. They just let the kids tell them which way the ball was going to go.
Right.
Because I don't think the refs saw it. It went off 37's stick, no doubt, and all the kids lined up. Dario Falcone pushed it out, no problem. He tried to get it, couldn't get it.
He knew.
And the refs didn't, so they just didn't point. Smart refs. Referees for today's game: Jimmy Conway, Big Paulie Cicero, and Henry Hill. Of course, the referee, Big Paulie Cicero, he doesn't move too far for anybody, because he doesn't have to move too far for anybody. Inside feed goes Ryan Anderson's going to scoop it for the Raiders. Crease violation. And Hal Marshall outside the box now. Raiders looking for the easy clear They make the quick pass, and that should do it.
Oh,
Of course, the broadcaster's jinx is in full effect.
exactly. Well, Book, I like everything I see so far from this Hill Academy defense. They seem like they get it. They're clearing nicely. You certainly have the speed at the midfield line.
And the sticks.
And the sticks.
Awful tight.
Absolutely. I don't know if you remember last year, but we faced the Downingtown Cougars on Enke Field, and they gave us a game. But I think the Hill Academy may be giving us a little bit more juice this year.
I do remember talking about the Cougars last year.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Cougars.
I can tell. Now, we'll get to this as we get closer to halftime, but we do have some other sponsors to acknowledge today, don't we, Scott?
Of course, we have obviously the Great American Pub, first half sponsor in Wayne. A tremendous organization.
Absolutely, nifty. Nifty would be the word that I would use.
And Matt Marshall wins the race to nifty. I don't know how he pulled that off.
Thanks, Buck.
He finds a way to get it done.
Yeah. Well, all you have to do is
find a way to do it.
Find a way to do it.
As we like to say, let's get it on, but don't get any on you. Marshall back to Anderson. That might be a hold.
Could be.
Or it might not be.
Not at all.
Jimmy Conway.
That's Mike Thompson, number 14. Booker. He's been a real steady performer for the Raiders midfield over the years. And now we got Westy McLaughlin coming from behind, showing that speed. Drew Ryan to Jack Wilson.
And now Jack Wilson settles it for the Raiders. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Wilson high to low shot.
To
inside feed shot.
Oh.
No dice. And Wilson will start it behind.
That was that fast pass to Clayton Proctor. Unfortunately, couldn't get it off. Obviously, the Raiders looking to tie it up before the end of the quarter.
Here's
Jack Wilson.
Wraparound attempt. Wilson, not the kind of a guy who won't give you a reach around. He tried to nail it. 23 seconds now, first quarter.
There it goes.
Shot and
too high.
Fought off, handled well by Jack Kelly, goaltender.
Raiders regrouping.
And great finish.
Yes.
And Hill Academy was offsides for the goal.
Raider coaching staff not happy about that.
They were clearly offsides, but that's life in the big city.
Yeah.
And it's not a playoff game, so live, learn, move on.
Yep. Well, I don't know.
Go Raiders.
I'm not sure we're going to get much done here with 8 seconds left on the.
But I have learned time enough to draw a foul.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sure, you've seen a lot of games over the year, Booker.
And Radnor violation on the faceoff. And Hill Academy pushing it. This is Clark Peterson. Pass picked off. And that'll do it for the first quarter. I want to remind you, Help Hope Live, a national nonprofit engaging communities in fundraising to help patients and families ease the financial burden of a medical crisis. By supporting our mission, you can make the difference in the lives of thousands of people who need a transplant or are affected by a catastrophic injury or illness every year. HelpHopeLive.org. Second quarter set to go here at Radnor High School. The Katie Sampson Festival, 15th year going. Tremendous cause, obviously benefit spinal cord injuries. Katie Sampson, a tremendous goalie back in her high school days and then played in college at Middlebury. Just an absolutely fantastic person. An interview with her coming up at halftime.
Yeah. And it's a great story, Book. I mean, as much as we all remember the tragedy and what happened with Katie during her accident, we also have had 15 years of genuine support by the community not only to help the victims of spinal cord injuries, but also other calamities and catastrophes that happen to people in just the everyday course of life. So,
and that's why HelpHopeLive.org is an amazing sponsor. If you like what you're seeing, support Help Hope Live. Great to see Radnor gaining possession. As I look down the far side of the field, kids everywhere are having a great time. And that's what the Katie Sampson Festival does. This is Wilson up top to McLaughlin.
To McLaughlin, to Norton. Sure, Coach Beezer had some words for the boys, and I expect to see some more goals this quarter. There's Kyler Albany.
Albany, a little slip up, but maintains possession. Speaks to the athleticism that he obviously inherited from the mom's side of the family.
Jack Wilson, another midfielder for Radnor, who will absolutely make his mark on this program. Going to play at Maryland.
And Hill Academy in transition. Great defense by Marshall, number 29. Standing his ground. Appropriate play right there. Marshall, I believe, going to Dickinson.
Dickinson College, that's right. So we have 5 of our seniors going committed, which is a very good year for Radnor.
And the good news for you, Coach, is Dickinson, after you pay that initial tuition, it's free. After you write that check, I don't know what the initial check, $65,000. After you cover that, the rest of it's free. You don't have to pay another dime.
Thank you, Booker.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Thank you.
I mean, schools like Duke now have gotten it up to $70,000, where after you pay that $70,000, you don't have to pay again. I mean, they don't hit you up for another like $25. There's no like additional campus parking fee.
No,
they cover it.
They cover it.
Yeah, you write that. You're getting close to 6 figures before taxes to make that money. It's probably 6 figures.
Absolutely.
Then they cut you some slack.
Hey, so what do we got?
Here we go, second quarter, 9:50 remaining, 4-2 your score. Hill Academy in the lead. Hill in their road darks. I can't tell if that's black or brown. That's why I say road darks.
Yeah, I think it's black, Book.
Okay.
That's Canadian black.
No, it is. My shades are, you get your shades at 7-Eleven, which is a trait I inherited from my father, George.
Yep.
Who knows how to buy a good pair of 7-Eleven shades.
Absolutely.
So no, those are black tops. I stand corrected. Those without the shades, those are clearly black tops. Radnor in their home whites. Feed off the back, but Hill maintains possession. A great crossfield pass, shot, save Anderson.
Nice save by Alex.
Tidy little save by Anderson.
Alex. And there's a nice clear. Dario Falcone starting the fast break.
And Radnor, McLaughlin coming in hard. And the ball's going to make it to the end line, but kept inbounds. Jack Norton grinding for the loose ball.
I tell you, Jack Norton's got all the spunk in the world today.
And Coach Beecher's going to take a timeout. We will too. Remember, HelpHopeLive.org for your charitable contributions. A tremendous organization. Wesley McLaughlin bringing the ball in for the Raiders coming out of the timeout. And Drew Ryan now possesses.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this offense. Wesley McLaughlin, a great addition, as I said, from Avon Old Farm School. He's been playing attack. We are really lucky to have Jack Wilson and Jack Norton.
And an unfortunate turn of events. A great poke by the Hill Academy defender, Andrew Haas. And this is Clark Peterson. Austin Lane gets it behind, and now it's Jeff Teat, number 7 and 67. Austin Lane now on the wing.
So just curious, Book, do you see the Hill Academy come into the U.S. and play many of the stronger teams? I know they played Salesianum on Thursday. Do you get to see them down in the Baltimore area?
We do. Well, they have 2 teams. They have a team, they have their number 1 team, their varsity, and then they have this team, which I believe is also a varsity team. but they kind of joggle some guys between squads every now and then, but
Yep.
they do play a high level. Brody Merrill has done an amazing job at Hill Academy,
Yes, I understand.
stockpiling Canadian talent.
Their ice hockey programs are just as strong, from what I understand. They're as competitive.
Shot, no, a crease
Nope.
violation.
That's Alex Anderson coming out with the pass to Dante. Oh, Drew.
Lost where it went or when it was going there. Feed shot, goal with the finish. And that was number 7, Jeff Teat. Great goal, great play. Want to remind you, friends, if you're in the Conshohocken or Wayne area, get to the Great American Pub where good friends go to have a great time. The Great American Pub in Wayne, just an amazing facility. And of course, the one in Conshohocken with 3 stories of fun.
It's a great community environment. Great chicken wings too. Huh, Buck?
Nothing wrong with some good wings. They do have good wings there.
Yeah.
And ain't the beer cold.
Are you going to bring Cole and Mary over for some some food after this game? Good. Okay. Let's see this Raider team regroup here. Could use one.
5-2 now your score. Hill Academy in the lead. They were down 2-0. Took them a little while to get their sea legs, but now they've been able to give Radnor all they can handle.
Well, you got a little lull in the action here, Buck. I'll tell you about some of the Radnor seniors going to some of the programs around the country. Jack Norton going to Amherst. Mike Farnish, Notre Dame. I believe he's going to do a PG year at the Hun School in Princeton. Yep. Jack Wilson, Maryland. He'll be in your neighborhood pretty soon. Hal Marshall, Dickinson College, Carlisle. And Drew Ryan, Penn State. It's a nice little roster from a small suburban Philadelphia school.
Yeah. And I think Steve Redsy Hunter going out to Colorado.
Yes.
Don't know if he's listed on the roster. He might be wearing number 305.
We got him over to Margaret Close the other night. He came into town for a little respite.
Our man Redsy.
Nice.
Oh, great
move.
roll dodge. Shot
Ooh.
just wide. And Radnor with a nice extended possession here, Matt. But as you know, you got to cash it in.
You got to catch it in. I could look at the faces on the coaching staff. They don't like these shots that are coming from the sidearm, and you know, I think they really want to see a shot that comes over the shoulder.
Hey, and I'm going to teach you something here, Matt.
Sure.
You shoot underhand, low to high, and sting the corner. Nobody says anything. You remember when Proctor scored the first goal of the game?
Right. You're right, Booker.
Nobody says shoot overhand when you do that.
No, you're right.
You shoot underhand, low to high, and you shoot wide. Everybody says shoot overhand.
I just call it the coach's index, right?
The moral of the story is sting corners and score chicks like Matty Cruz does. Score goals, get chicks.
That's Drew Ryan out there. We'll see some shots from this offense now. I think these guys are ready to fire it up here.
Here's
for the
Wilson.
Raiders.
Phil Regan.
Phil Regan.
Haven't called his name yet today. I'll tell you, this Katie Sampson Festival is so fantastic. It draws kids. I see a kid walking around in a Loyola Blakefield sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's down in Baltimore. Young left-handed goaltender. Seems to be pretty talented.
Well, we have 2 such events here. We've got the Katie Sampson Festival in the spring, and then John Beezer and Mike Murphy from Penn have put together the Quaker Lax Fest, which also draws hundreds. So
and I also saw a blonde-haired girl walking around in a boys Latin sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Interesting to see the folks from Baltimore coming up to watch some lacrosse here at a newly formed hotbed, Radnor High School.
Yeah. Well, what can you tell us about the Haverford School team this year, Buck?
I'll tell you what, they're the best team in the country. That's
Yeah.
I can tell you. And they might be the best team in Canada, too, for those of you listening in north of the border. That Haverford School ballers. Coach Nostrain has done an amazing job. I was watching the Penn State Hopkins college game on ESPNU, And the announcer was talking about Coach Nostrand and what a great job he's done at Hereford School.
Really impressive.
Yep.
Very impressive. Not to take it away from Coach Beezer and the Central League
Yep,
coaches,
exactly.
but it's a different breed up there in Lower Merion.
And Coach Beezer is going to take a timeout. We'll step away. This is the Game of the Week, brought to you by Help Hope Live, a national nonprofit helping folks who have the financial burden of a medical crisis. 3:28 left here in the first half. Hill Academy leading 5-2. Hill Academy in their road blacks. Radnor High School home whites. Radnor with possession now. And here's Westy McLaughlin.
I got to think that Coach Beezer and the Raider coaching staff had a couple words with the boys there at that last break book. Just seemed to be a little more focused and have a little more step in.
A little sense of urgency.
Yes. But nothing.
Ryan driving right-handed. Need to make something happen here. The Raiders have not scored. It's a scoreless lull.
Let me give you a perspective of this game book. This is a Raider team that's been challenged in the Central League this year. We just lost to Springfield High School, but you know the Raiders are still very healthy and have a good shot at the playoffs. What we're seeing now is a little bit of sloppiness.
Low to high, scorcher. 66. Austin Lane, I'm going to guess. Unlisted in the program. 67's Austin Lane. We'll see what the announcer has to say. But 6-2 now.
6-2. We'll see a little. I think we'll see a little bit of a comeback here. Tommy Myers, number 34, our face-off guy, has been very consistent. Really has helped us control the offense when he's winning his face-offs.
And Radnor is going to go on the man down, slashing foul against the Raiders. And Radnor will have a man down face-off. Hill Academy man up. Face-off win by Hill Academy, but Hal Marshall comes up with a loose ball and then makes a good pass that was picked off. Unfortunate turn of events right there. 2 minutes left, 40 seconds left on the man advantage here for Hill Academy. This is Jeff Teat.
This is unfamiliar territory for the Raiders. We usually have this, this game is usually a momentum game, and I can tell you the last time we were in the booth, I guess against the Cougars last year, the Raiders seemed like they had control. Mostly the first half and then definitely the second, but
yes,
we're seeing a different game here, a different rhythm.
Jeff Teat, skyway shot, goal. Again, number 66 with the goal. You know, I'm not going to say it's Austin Lane, but he's not listed. 68, Kyle Marr. And now that I look at him, that could be the son of Scott Marr.
Scott. And did you say he's now coaching at the collegiate level?
He is a head coach at University of Albany.
That's an impressive program.
Yes, it is. That's Scotty Marr's an impressive guy. He was an assistant coach at University of Maryland, assistant coach at University of Delaware.
So what would you say about those late period penalties, Buck? They really seem like they.
Yeah. They take momentum away from a team, and right now Radnor needs some momentum with a minute left here in the half. This half brought to you by the Great American Pub, where good friends go to have a great time. Great American Pub, Conshohocken, Wayne, Pennsylvania, and Phoenixville. Great American Pub is just tremendous. If I'm in the Philadelphia area, I'll be at the Great American Pub.
I'd say that's a lock.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a lock.
There's a lot of options, but there's really only one choice. And that'll be a timeout here. I want to remind you, helphopelive.org. support the people that are making this possible. Go to helphopelive.org. Hill Academy possession here coming out of the timeout.
30 seconds
Kyle
left
Marr
in the half.
touches it in. Kyle Marr's uncle David, or Chili, all-time leading assist guy at Johns Hopkins.
Wow.
They played some lax down there.
Yes.
And that'll do it for the first half. First half brought to you by your friends at the Great American Pub. Have a great time. Get to the Great American Pub.